You know that saying that if you are a big gearhead, you must own a V12 at some point in your life? About 3 weeks ago, I was able to cross that item off my bucket list. This is my new Mercedes CL600 2000. How did I get the car, or made me buy this car? Well, it's not this particular car, but for as long as I was a teenager, I've always dreamt about owning Porsches, Ferraris, things like that. And of course, aside from an actual brand of car, I've always wanted a big V12 or 12 cylinders. My teenage years, the 12-cylinder car of choice was the Testarossa. Now that was out of my reach, but you know, later on, I've thought about getting a V12 or a 12-cylinder. Jaguars were at the top of the list because they were fairly cheap. And then the BMW 850i, that was pretty good. The thing with those two 12 cylinders was that the Jaguar was iffy in terms of reliability. The BMW V12, it had a lot of cylinders, but it didn't have a lot of punch. It still had 12 cylinders, it's nice. But that was at the top of my list for a while. And then the Mercedes V12 came up. Had lots of punch. This particular model has, on paper anyways, 368 horsepower, just shy of 400 foot-pounds of torque. But I think they were pretty conservative. They were trying to push the AMG CL55 at the time, so they had to make this car a little bit less than the CL55 that was coming out, so they can sell the CL55. Anyways, that's what made me buy this Mercedes V12. Always wanted one. It was a dream of mine to own a V12 car, and now I own a Mercedes V12 Coupe. What I like about the car? Pretty much everything. You know, when this car came out, it had all the latest stuff that Mercedes could come up with, and they jammed it into this car. Within a few years of it being invented, I don't know, bi-xenon lights are on this car. Active body control is on this car. Parking sensors, front and rear, all kinds of neat stuff. Self-closing doors, just a lot of gadgets. It's a luxury cruiser. Okay? Even though it has a V12, it is not really in the same category as the Testarossa, I don't think. It's just a really high-end highway cruiser that happens to have a V12. So there's a lot of things I like about the car. It's so quiet, double pane glass. It's a very luxurious highway or Autobahn cruiser. I guess that's the purpose of this car. Now, I've only had it for 3 weeks-ish, but the memories, the most memorable moment is every time I drive it. The V12 power creates its own memory here. Okay, even though I get a lot of glances from people, it's just the low-end torque and push that you get from that V12 is really, really addicting. I try very hard not to break the speed limit. You know, in the city. Basically anywhere I drive, I always accelerate very quickly up to the speed limit and then relax, because you know, it's just fun. I get to pretty much any speed limit within a few seconds. And the power is not like a very in-your-face muscle power. It's just a very hard push on your body, and it keeps pushing until you let go of the gas pedal. It is a very cool car. Okay, you know how those tests where they put a coin on the engine? I couldn't find a flat surface to put a coin on this engine, but I'm using a glass. So this is a result of 12 cylinders idling. Not bad. So I'll zoom in so you can see a little closer what the 12 cylinders is doing to the glass of water. I'm going to go and rev up the engine a bit. Hopefully it doesn't spill all over the engine. So I had it up to about 3,000 RPM. That's not bad for 12 cylinders. I guess it is true, that's pretty smooth.